Tape marker. Action. What's going on, Alamo City Movie Talk fans? I'm Ryan D. aka Ryan680.
And this is Lex back at it again with another review.
Let's go, guys. We are talking the anticipating movie of the year, at least. I mean, at least I did not expect this whatsoever. Very entertaining. Let's talk about this movie, guys. We are talking about written and directed by Jordan Peele himself, the third movie he has written, directed, and produced, by the way. Let's talk about this movie, man. We're going to talk about any spoilers, no spoilers whatsoever. We're not going to ruin it for you because here's the thing. This movie is one of those movies to where you question what you just watched. This movie, again, you question everything. You're like, what did I just watch? Did I miss something? Is there hidden messages in this movie? It's the creativity at its highest peak right now when it comes to Jordan Peele making this movie, man. Nope is Daniel Kaluuya and Keke Palmer are just fantastic in here. The chemistry is just so like natural. I every time they were on camera, I was just astonished. I was very surprised because I was just like, wow. I mean, I love Daniel Kaluuya. We all love him from Get Out, right? We all love that movie from Get Out. But dude, this one, I was just like, man, he's like, I mean, what can he not do in a sense to where how what of a great actor he is. I mean, he made a cameo in Black Panther. I loved him in that, even though he didn't have a significant role in it. I mean, I still enjoyed his character, his input in that. I mean, initial reaction out of this movie was just, what did I watch? I mean, this movie was very surprising. And here's the thing.
I'm sorry.
No,
and I just want to point out that you mean that in a good way. Like you don't.
Yeah.
You don't mean it like what the hell just happened. It's more in a positive light.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. Sorry if I misinterpreted another way, if you're listening to us or anything. Yeah. So it's one of those movies to where like you're questioning what you just watched in a good way, great way. Lex, what was your initial reaction out of this movie, man? Tell me. Give me your initial
Dude, it was my initial reaction was just as the credits rolled, like I just realized my palms were legit sweating, and I don't know if that was just me. I don't know if it was the climate inside of the theater, but I believe it was just the journey that we were taken through throughout this movie.
Gosh,
it was crazy. It was unexpected. It was like we thought we knew what to expect with a Jordan Peele movie.
Yeah.
But no,
I thought so too.
He has a specific style, but if people think that all of his movie, because his third installment, Get Out and Us, I can see like the relationship, right? And you would think that like, oh, okay, he's gonna have a style, a specific way to approach a movie. This is the one where like they gave him the money. They gave him the money to really put a spectacle together. And I was hearing a lot of his interviews. He really talks about that. Like he wanted to put on a show, and he did that. He did that.
It was like 110%, dude. Like I was very surprised. I mean, I really was. I was at a loss. I was very lost for words. I was like, wait, this movie. Okay, we talk about movies being predictable all the time here in the Movie Talk channel, and this movie is very, very unpredictable. You really don't like, and that's the thing. I was so surprised, so shocked at the outcome of this movie. Again, we're not mentioning spoilers, so we're not going to go into details of it. But the character development here was so done very well. Just little small tidbits here and there. A little bit of CGI was kind of a little bit distorted a little bit, but it didn't really bother me in the movie because that's
you'll know
it's very noticeable.
It's noticeable. It's also localized. And what I mean by that is only me personally, only one aspect of the movie had bad CGI.
Exactly.
Everywhere else, it was great. So like you'll know where they decided to spend the money and where they didn't. And I'm okay with what they didn't. It was totally fine.
It's like they ran out of money.
But that's the thing though. Like you would, if they did, we're
just speculating. We're not saying
the bad CGI. that you do see in here, don't worry about it. Like it's one specific element, and after that, everything else was mesmerizing. It was the movie, and I'm not gonna spoil anything, but they knew when to show things and they knew when to not, like when to leave it to your imagination. They had such a good balancing act, but at the same time to like not leave you wanting more. I like, you know, they at the same time give you exactly what you wanted and more. Like it was just the movie plays it so well as far as like what suspense should be and what a payoff should be. Like it does a really great job. I think in sci-fi movies we often don't get that. We often don't get that balance, like that payoff plus the combination of when not to show too much.
You know, it's crazy because so many times where I, you know, in horror movies and everything, and that's the thing too. This movie was a sci-fi thriller mystery horror. I mean, it kind of gives those horror elements a little bit, and I love that. And I love how Jordan Peele just casually throws that in there. And I never would have thought that that Daniel Kaluuya could just like make a joke and then a horror scene's about to happen. Literally in that horror scene, there's a joke. And
very well.
And here's the thing. Whenever, okay, I have a problem when they talk about without movies, right? I do. I have certain movies, like Thor, for instance, could be the recent one. Now we could just talk about where there's a serious moment and something happens and they make a joke. But in this case, though, because that's his natural reaction to the situation. Yes, exactly. Because we all react totally differently to certain situations, to things that make us nervous, death, anything. You know, whether you laugh, whether you cry, whether it's a relatable reaction to it, where it's very, like you said, it's very organic. It could be very relatable if you do react that way. And I love how Jordan Peele just brings that into life. I love how Daniel Kaluuya could just bring all those elements to life that he's almost to a sense to where he went through it, especially in the very first movie that he did about that crying scene in Get Out. I mean, just the whole aspect of it is just so beautifully done, man. Jordan Peele outdid himself, and you know, this is really a really good movie, man. You need to check this out at a theater near you, definitely. You know,
I recommend like going IMAX or whatever gives you the best set of speakers.
Sound. Oh my god,
the sound design in this movie, it was amazing. It's been a minute since, and I can't pinpoint which movie did it. What's it called? John Krasinski's Quiet?
Quiet.
Wait. No, Silent Place? No, what was it? Quiet Place. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I was leaving my mind. That movie is probably also in top tier in terms of how to use sound for suspense. But this, like, it's some of the best use of sound that I've seen in suspense.
Yeah, to give you perspective, guys, before watching this movie, we're not talking about like just horror, like the Conjuring. It's real loud bass, nothing like that. Something very different. It's like
it's
left,
eerie,
right,
it's eerie.
Left.
That's the best way to like.
And it's not loud. I mean, it gets loud, obviously, right? Because it's a movie. But it's the whole thriller of it. It's like it's coming. Something's coming. Something's about to happen. When is it about to happen? We don't know, because it's just the sound just keeps going. You hear all the natural things, because obviously it's from the trailers. They're in a ranch. They're in a ranch area, so you just hear the sounds of the wind, the ranch, the horses. You get to hear all those elements of being a cowboy and all that. And I just love it because it just really brings that whole natural feel to it. And God, man, Jordan Peele did a great job producing this movie. Great job with the sound editing in this movie. You know, the shots of this movie, you know, it's crazy when you think about it. Like, this movie was shot in like one place.
Yeah.
You know,
or what do you mean?
Like really? I mean, like film.
Most of it. Yeah.
Most of it. Yeah. Like, let's just say 80% of this movie was shot or 80 or 75% of this movie was
spot. And
and you know, when you go to different kind of movies that are like, oh, we got to shoot here, and we're talking about like so many big budget movies. And like Jurassic Park is probably the one I can remember this year that does terrible in story, terrible. Like, just all together, the CGI is kind of a little digital there, a little pixelated. And to know that they went to different places, it's like, and it's the same studio, right? Universal.
It's like a set. Yeah.
Yeah. And this one's just like one set.
Yeah. And they
you
shot.
know,
To my understanding, they shot on location. So they shot in this desert.
yeah,
And I mean, the shots that Jordan Peele used for this, like he
yeah,
knew when to stay in a moment, like when to
hmm
leave a shot go longer
let it breathe.
than usual. Let it breathe.
Yeah,
He would let it breathe. Not
exactly.
only on the performances that we got, but even on the ambience and
Mhm.
the setting. The setting once again,
Yeah, dude.
at a ranch, and it's a remote location. You could tell they shot on location. It's not like a fabricated,
Yeah,
a squared studio and that's it. And they CGI'd everything. No, you could tell they shot on location. But the scope and the setting shots that they would use, and once
dude.
again, let it breathe, because without spoiling anything, is like there are certain things where like you need to really look at a scale of
Yeah,
something, and he
yes,
knew how to do those shots, and it was used so like brilliantly. I think it's like the movie doesn't make you think of these things on the spot, but the
no,
more I'm looking back
yeah,
at the movie, like I'm thinking of the shots that he used for certain things, and it was just it was so captivating. Like once again, the fact that it never took me out of the movie
yeah.
to point out like, oh, I mean, yeah, there was times where I was like, oh, that's a good shot, but like it didn't make me escape that, because I was also so intrigued by what was happening on screen.
Hmm.
Then once again, like my palms were like really, really sweaty. Like and I don't
Yeah,
have sweaty
and
palms personally. It
and
just
this,
happened.
yeah, this movie is. I mean, I'm gonna go on a limb, and I'm gonna say, count it on here, guys. I'm gonna say this movie's epic. It's very. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna stick to it because me meditating on it, thinking about it, it just it's
Like I want
so.
to watch. I
Yeah,
want to watch.
definitely. I'm
I
gonna
want to watch.
buy this movie. I'm
I
gonna
want to watch it on
yeah.
if not IMAX, I know like Regal has
Evo.
their own.
Oh,
Evo, I really like Evo. Evo
yeah.
sound. Oh, that's gonna be good. I want to watch it there.
Yeah.
I want to watch it again already, just to kind of like,
Recap on everything what you just watched. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, the scale he took, and I'm not even gonna bring it up, but if you've seen the trailers, you know what the concept of the movie is. Um, and Jordan Peele took a concept that's already scary and eerie
Questioning. Yeah.
and made it more scary and eerie. Like I won't go into much detail, but
Yeah.
he grabbed the concept that a lot of people find scary, and he made it. He like upped it up, or no,
Yeah.
what's the thing? Like bring it up a
He
notch.
topped it.
Yeah, he went. There was a decision that was made in the creative design of
Yeah.
this movie and this concept that made just once again 100%.
Surprise.
Yeah, you're gonna be
You're
surprised.
not gonna call
You're
it.
gonna be yeah
I
yeah.
mean, if you're telling me you say you call it on YouTubers out there, I'm gonna call BS. I'm gonna call liar, because I guarantee you,
Yeah.
people that I know have watched movies like 30 plus years, is longer than we have, could not call this, because this is a very creative mind. This is a very creative person from the mind himself, Jordan Peele, and it just keeps going on. I'm gonna go on and say it again. Like, Keke Palmer was just so amazing.
Oh yeah,
I
she
love
was
her
a stand up for sure.
dude. She was just her comedy relief. And then her attitude, I just love her attitude in this movie, because
Yeah.
it's so done very well. It feels so organic, like you say. I like that word, like organic. It just feels so natural between her and Daniel Kaluuya, and
Yeah,
yeah,
and you know what? Like Daniel Kaluuya did a great job, and he was great in this.
yeah,
It's a different type of performance, of course. And,
yeah, of
if you
course,
compare it to Get Out, it's different. It's a different story.
yeah,
The role demanded something different of him. He did
yeah,
really good at the role that he did.
yeah.
But then Keke Palmer for sure stood out to me. Like
Stood out a lot. She did.
yeah, like she um hasn't been in a ton of stuff as of recently, but she's delivering. She 100% brought it here, and her character demanded a couple more things. Me personally, like I think her character demanded to bring out more out of her compared to like Daniel, for example.
Yeah,
And that's what the story called for. But yes, like you're right, her personality is electric. I almost wish they gave us like a little more of behind the characters, like
yeah.
not that we needed to understand motive, like we understand the main dynamic of it, and the movie's not really,
It's not about that.
it wasn't relying on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But they were just so interesting, like so interesting to the point where like I just want it more. And Keke Palmer's one of them, like where I just the more she was on scene, like the
Mhm.
better for me. Like she really
Yeah.
delivered on this, and I really hope that if she wants to, like, that she gets more job, because like you said, it's just she's got that something,
Yeah.
and she really brought up yeah, I mean, I can't even pinpoint it. Like, she added the energy that this type of
Mhm.
movie, especially in an isolated setting and
Sets,
stuff like
yeah,
that. Yeah,
and it
it
relies
needed that
solely
energy.
on the actors and actresses. It really does.
Yeah,
And when a movie does this, it brings out, are they good actors or actresses? It really puts their
yeah,
skill and their test to the next level. And this is all onto them, and I love that. We got Keith David in here playing the father of them too. And
yeah,
God, Keith David, I love Keith David. I mean, I don't care what movie he's in. If he's in Lottery Ticket with Bow Wow, if
yeah.
he's in, I love Keith David, man. I love that guy's voice. I love his presence he brings on camera, man. I loved him in Greenleaf in the TV show. He
He
played
does a lot
Pastor
of
Greenleaf.
voice work. Like,
Yeah, Princess and the Frog. I mean, I just, we could go back and forth, and I loved he was like the cherry on top of casting. I didn't know he was in this movie. I
I
really
didn't
didn't.
either. Yeah, I don't think
Yeah, yeah. He's listed on
he might have been on the
the
trailer, maybe.
no, I
But
didn't see. The
no.
trailers I saw, I didn't see him on the trailer,
Okay.
but I could be wrong. Maybe he is on the next trailer.
Yeah.
But also we got as well as the cast in here, Brandon Padilla, and dude, this guy,
Is that the guy that played Angel?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, man, he comes in and he surprised me. I did not expect his character to be as significant as it was.
Yeah.
I really did not expect that at all. I thought it was, just going to be a small supporting role, but it's not that whatsoever, guys. So
Yeah.
be on the lookout for that.
Yeah. No, he did a great job. It's a supporting role for sure. He was still not like front and center of the storyline, but the scenes that he was in, he completely killed it. They didn't overuse them either. Like, it was just perfect.
No.
Like, it's just the perfect amount
the right amount.
him. Yeah.
Yeah. The right amount of time. I loved his jokes. His jokes were just on top of it, along with again, Kiki Palmer and him were just entwined. It's almost like all these three characters were just, or these people were just hanging out at a bar and just talking, and we're like, oh, we're gonna get this going, we're gonna figure this out together. I mean, if someone told me on set, or Jordan Peele is all like, oh no, they never hung out together, I just said, action, let's go. And it just felt so natural. I would totally believe it, because it's like, to just show how their acting skills reached another point of time to where, like, it's beautifully done on camera. And I've loved watching movies like this. There's so many different movies I could tell you that have made me feel this way about, these certain characters, these certain individuals, that they play these developed characters and bring them to life. Really, when it comes to script to life, I love that. Love that so much. But let's go to ratings, Lex. Let's wrap it up. Ratings 1 out of 10. 10 being the highest. What do you give this rating?
I like, man, I'm really torn. Like, because there's no reason why this isn't like a 10, but
so for me, Get Out. So if we're talking about this, so Get Out for me, Get Out was a 10. That was that's me though.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm letting you know right now, Get Out was a 10. Us was probably like an 8. It was probably one of my low. I mean, and this.
I mean, 8 is still good. Like,
yeah. So Get Us was an 8. This one is so close to a 10, but I'm going to give it a 9.5. It is so close to a 10. It is so close to a 10, but because of the Get Out had so much more horror and so much more scares, I enjoyed that. I mean,
kind of. I don't want to deceive people. It depends. It depends what you're scared of.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's preference. It's preference.
Yeah. So, because this has, and it's not a spoiler, but this has probably one of my. It's because I don't want to overhype it, but like, it's got for me personally.
Yeah, don't tell me. Yeah, for you,
one of the top 3 like most suspenseful sequences. Not one scene, but a sequence.
Okay,
that just really had me at the edge of the seat, and that counts for something 100%.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm struggling with like the 10 thing is it's a similar thing to what Ryan said. It's like, I don't want people to like misinterpret. So for example, like since it's Jordan Peele, let's say like you asked me like, is this better than Get Out? It's hard. I personally don't want to say that this is better than Get Out, but I still want to, like, I almost want to give it a 10 still because it's so good in its own right. Like if I take Get Out out of the picture, and I'm not comparing the rest of the body of work with Jordan Peele, which is both a fair and also like unfair thing to do. It's both, right? Like we're in the business of reviewing and analyzing all that stuff, but if I take that out, like there's no reason for me to not like think that this movie like is like a 10 in my book. It's not a perfect movie, but for what it was and the place that it took me, like figuratively speaking, the place that it took me during this experience, like for me, I gotta say it was a 10 because of that. Like this genre has done stuff with this concept before. They've never done it like this, and I guarantee that. And I think that just kind of puts that staple of for me. But it's okay. Like you giving it a 9.5, that's really high. Like you don't.
I don't give. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When it comes down to me, I don't give that high ratings likely. I really don't. And dude, we're watching good movies, man. I love it. I love it. Give me more of these great movies. Not good, great movies. Because if I'm giving over a 9, I always like to tell myself, if I'm giving a movie over a 9, it's not a good movie. It's a great movie, in my opinion. But what was so you're gonna give it a 10?
That's my final verdict.
All right.
Clear, like once again, if
don't give those 10s lightly. Don't give those 10s lightly. That's all I'm saying.
Actually, I don't remember the last time I gave something I've given episodes a 10 before. Like,
true. I
don't know. We can look back at the footage.
Definitely. We'll check it out.
It was really good. Check it out, guys. It's awesome. It's like you're just gonna remember like the first time, like you're gonna want to watch it again. But the first time it's gonna be like, what?
This movie is definitely an experience. Check it out in a theater near you guys, because you need to watch this in a theater. Don't wait till it's on Peacock. Watch it at a theater near you guys right now, whatever time of day you're listening to us on. Buy your tickets right now at the Alamo Drafthouse Santikos Theater or Cinemark or Evo or Regal.
Stop
wherever.
They're
sponsored. They're all sponsored.
We don't name drop.
Man, dude, I am definitely gonna buy this movie though. That's 100%. I'm gonna buy this movie. But if you haven't already, guys, any final thoughts, Lex? Final thoughts?
No, man. It was such a good movie. I'm glad that like I said, I think us had mixed reviews when looking at Jordan Peele's work, but I think this is kind of like, it's just showing, hey, dude, I'm gonna throw different projects at you guys, but they're all gonna be handled with care, because Us was handled with care. But it's just different takes on different concepts, and there's always messages behind it.
Definitely.
And I think this movie, like, it just stuck the landing. Like, it was great at multiple levels. Not a perfect movie, but it's you're not even paying attention to the imperfections.
Definitely,
because nothing sticks out.
Definitely, guys. And what did you think of this movie, guys? Put it on comments down below. What did you think of this movie? Let us know when we can talk back to movie talk here. Did you not like this movie? Did you hate it? Put on comments down below. Or did you love it and thought it was one of the greatest Jordan Peele movies of to date? Let us know in the comments down below as well, guys. And thank you so much for making us a part of your day. As always, I am your host, Ryan D, aka Ryan680.
And this was Lex. Take care, everyone.
Like, share, subscribe, everybody. Hit that bell notification to get notified on our movie reviews that we get going. And this is the world of movies. This is the summer of movies, guys. And a lot of movies, a lot of content coming out later this week. So be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much. Have a good one, guys. Stay safe, San Antonio. Get up now.